Guys, so I arrived here at Kashi Ashram a couple days ago, and this is where I'll be for the next month. This is the room that I'm staying in. It's a little tiny room. Got my kombucha going right there. Some stuff, my bike, my cool basket on front, and my closet, and my bed. And that's pretty much it. Little teeny tiny room and a kitty cat. So this is the quarters. I'm lucky enough to have an outside entrance, which I have 2 doors in there. And there's the rest of the house. There's 15 people living in the little house that I'm at. This is the dining hall where they have community meals. This is the kitchen through there. And we come outside and there's a little courtyard out here. I'll show you the hydroponic system. This is a walk-in fridge. I get free reign in here. All kinds of vegetables and fruit and all kinds of things like that. Ginger. And back here have this is some experimental herb gardens, which experimental, but they've been using them quite a bit. This is all basil. These are hundreds of little basil heads, and they feed 75 people every day here. So they said the cook will go through that entire thing of basil in one day. He just clips it all and uses it in one day. So if you're gonna be self-sustaining, you're gonna need 75 of these. More stuff. This is the aquaponics system, which is doing very well. They've had it for a few years. It looks like there's some, I think it's bluegill in here. He said tilapia, but they look like bluegill to me. Maybe they're tilapia. Sure. So a little hydroponic system, and the water goes from there up and feeds these guys. Some kale and chard and some other greens. Lemongrass back here. Pretty painting. So this is an 80-acre ashram, so it's pretty large. They have a lot of different sustainability projects going on here. Tons of food forests. There's let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 people working here full time on the farm. 2 woofers, 1 resident that works full time putting the permaculture stuff in, and then Suse, who he lives here. He kind of directs the Sustainable Kashi side of it. So there's the 4 of them, and then me for this month. So, and that's been like that at least for the last year. So this is the compost area. Pretty nice compost operation. Dry stuff. They have a lot of kitchen scraps every day. So all the residents, most of the residents have a compost bucket inside their houses, and then they come around and pick it up and bring it out there and compost it. All right, so this is where a lot of the planting has been going on. This is the starts of a food forest garden in this area. Different trees. I'm not sure exactly what they all are. I know that's a pomegranate tree back there. So besides that, they got ground cover that they've been seeding out. I'm trying to fill in some of the gaps. A lot of the gaps could really be filled in here. It could use some more mid-range sized herbage level stuff, but they're doing good so far, and they've got a lot of pretty nice mature trees. This is a mango tree that froze back a little bit, and then some sort of ambrosia, the ambrosia beetle got it, so it's not looking too good. This right here is a carambola, a star fruit. It should come back. And then you see other plants here. That's another mango that froze back, but it's actually got little sprouts coming out of it, so it is coming back. So we'll move on from here. This is the chicken Shangri-La. Nice, a lot of open area for them. They throw the chicken scraps. Throw the scraps in here, and the chickens come out and have a heyday with them. Hello. Good morning. Whoop, stepped in a hole. So this is the mandala garden, and what they did here is, it's hard to see from here, but on the other side of that it kind of drops off. So what they did is lay a whole bunch of logs down on the bottom and made it into a giant hugelkultur mound, and then just put different scraps and compost, and I mean the whole thing is just logs with scraps, compost, soil on top of it, and then finally they've been mulching the top as they go, just different leafy stuff. And they don't really, most of the plants, they don't even really plant the seeds and push them into the ground. They just come out here and throw the seeds, and they take hold. So as you can see, it's very productive. And they said they've been getting a lot of good crops out of it. So edibles, pollinators, edible pollinators. And then they've been experimenting with some other rows back here. They ended up with some bad soil that they used for this that kept it from being very successful, but we're gonna try that again. And then I'm gonna bring you back to my next favorite spot. This actually may be my favorite spot back here. It's a lot of fruit trees. And in my opinion, it's really developing well into a food forest, slowly but surely. Back here is where they have a lot of stuff going in right now. This is the beginning of a food forest, and there's some trees. There's a coconut. And then there's more, they're kind of scattered throughout. How's it going, Eric? This is Eric, a fellow wolfer. He's been here for about a year, watering the, enjoying yourself out here?
Yeah, it's nice. Nice with this fog going on.
Yeah, it seems like it's gonna be a good day. So we're gonna be putting solar into the goat house today. Is the plan, I guess, right?
Yep. Yep.
Nice.
Different solar items. That should be good.
So we just threw out some cow pea onto the ground here. You can see the peas down there. They haven't sprouted yet. They've just been out a couple days, so he's watering them to get them to germinate, and that should be the ground cover. This area just had there was no mulch, right? Just the fines were laid down. So it's like finely ground mulch pretty much, but it's been sitting for about a year and threw it over it. So it's kind of experimentation to see if you can put down some plants that will overcompete all the other stuff that was on the ground that's going to come up through. So a lot of it's very experimental. All right, see you in a bit.
All right.
And this here is a really cool area. Well, got some annuals going right here. Different lettuces and chards, and mostly lettuces. This is mulberry, and it's not focusing. There it is. In my opinion, it looks like a blackberry. Kind of tastes like a blackberry. Maybe better than a blackberry. Papayas. Yeah, so what they have is they planted trees, and then around the trees, they started mulching and putting in, I mean, all this stuff is annuals, and they're just kind of expanding them. So there's walkways all between them, but they're planning on just continuing to expand them out and have them all joined together and plant all kinds of stuff in between them. And you know, as these trees grow up, it will turn into a food forest. You got a citrus tree here, cranberry hibiscus, another papaya. One of my favorites right here, Okinawa spinach. Not sure. That is a miracle fruit. And then some other annual stuff here. Another papaya, more Okinawa spinach. This stuff is amazing. Definitely recommend it. Okinawa spinach, like Okinawa, Japan. So I'm just gonna stop here because this video could get really long if I wanted to walk around the whole 80 acres. Oh, and actually quickly, this is the nursery, so do a lot of seedlings here. Plant up seedlings and put them into the ground. Got some bok choy and some different lettuces going in there right now. So I think you kind of got the idea. They're really working towards making this place fully sustainable, which is quite a ambition, given how many people live here. But it's definitely doable, and in my opinion, this is the only way to do it if you don't want to use giant machinery and just completely deplete the land. So it's a long-term solution. Permaculture is, but it's a good solution.